Live, as hosted by Engadget. I'm Jessica Condit. I'm senior editor at Engadget.com. And with me, who do I have?
Hey, I'm Devindra Hardawar, also senior editor. We are fighting for the title. I guess throughout this live stream. That's what the goal is. Yes.
Yes, by the end of this live stream, we're going to have a clear winner for who is the senior editor of Engadget. And it will be me, spoilers, but that's okay.
It's probably how it's
No,
gonna
we're
go.
actually here to, that's probably how it's going to go.
Yeah.
But no, we're here to watch EA play live. So this is EA's not quite E3 live stream. EA hasn't been at E3 proper in a few years, but they've been doing this like pre-show event where they show off all their games in traditional E3 fashion. It's
Right.
basically
They're
like
there,
they're
but
there.
not there. It's like a whole separate space, right?
They're there just to make all the journalists arrive a few days earlier than they would have normally. Um, but no, it's a fun time. They rent out a space and they have,
Yeah.
like Sims stuff and all their games everywhere, Titanfall robots and, well, mechs. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ah,
To
the
mech
days of going to public things with other people. I miss them.
back in the day. Yeah. Yeah. Back in the day. But so yeah, E3 obviously isn't happening, so neither is EA's live show in person. So they brought it online, and we're gonna see. Basically, this is EA's marketing plan for the coming rest of the year, maybe even
Right.
next year. Yeah. So what have we heard about already that's going to be coming during this stream? I think there's like two things that we know for sure.
Sure.
One of them, Dev, you
Yeah.
might be interested in.
I mean, I'm a big fan. So Star Wars Squadrons, which is the new aerial combat game or space fighting game. This is the follow-up to the TIE Fighter series that people have been waiting for forever. And it leaked, I believe, last week. And I feel like EA just got out there and just confirmed it. But yeah, new next generation game, Star Wars, dogfighting and VR support on PlayStation and PC. I just want to, I've reviewed all our VR headsets here, so I just want to slip on a VR headset and be in a TIE fighter and just have a ton of fun. It's sort of like, like what Valkyrie did for VR space fighters for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of is cool because it would feel like you're putting on like a helmet, like a pilot kind of gear, I would assume. So it wouldn't feel too weird to actually put the headset on.
They should really sell like the visor bit. Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be really cool. Yeah, and I think you're right. Like, I don't know if EA was totally ready to show off Squadrons yet, Star Wars Squadrons. But they had like this cinematic trailer that dropped a day after the leaks started kind of rolling in. Yeah, and I think we haven't even seen any gameplay yet of this thing.
I don't think so. It's a very good, fancy, cinema trailer. That's all.
Right. So I wonder, I hope that like this cinematic trailer wasn't their plan for this show, and then they had to like hurry and put together something else, or
Right.
I don't know. I would love to see some gameplay, but hey, if they weren't ready to show that this week, I don't know. We could have a mess of demo on our hands. Yeah.
Oh man, what do you think of that trend? Because it does seem like we're moving more towards actually seeing gameplay in these, game preview events. I'd rather see that than the fancy CG trailer where you can't really tell. I want to see in-engine stuff.
Right, and I think that's where Microsoft kind of stumbled with its show.
Yeah.
So yeah, Microsoft and Sony have had both had showcases where they show off some third-party, and Sony showed some first-party titles coming to the new consoles. And Microsoft didn't show much gameplay. It was a lot of trailer, third-party studios only. Sony showed a bit of gameplay for some of its titles, and that was awesome. That was really good to see. So I think we definitely need to see some gameplay today. I think that is what people like really want to see out of these shows. That's what I want to see. Like especially going into a new generation, like I want to know what my games are actually going to look like. I don't want to know what they could look like because I could do that. I can imagine too. Like, come on, guys. Yeah. But there's also, aside from like the AAA spectacle that is Star Wars, there's some indie stuff at EA too. They do their EA Originals line, which is like just independent studios. They don't have a ton, but the ones they have are pretty cool. Like the Unravel series is so cute. It has this little red Yarny figure that just travels around in a big environment and tells like kind of an emotional story. And then there's the Hazelight Studios, which they did A Way Out and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Oh, right. Yeah, I love that.
And
Yeah.
yeah, you remember? So Brothers was awesome. It came out like 2013, maybe. It was like forever ago. But it was just heart-wrenching, and it featured this cool kind of co-op play where you controlled two characters with different analog sticks. Very cool. So their follow-up was A Way Out, and that was published by EA. And that also featured, I think, like some brothers breaking out of prison.
It was very different. It was that concept by way of like Grand Theft Auto, I guess, in bad crime movies. Quite a departure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely more cinematic, gritty, if you want to say that.
So gritty, bro. Yeah.
But dude, the head, like the founder of Hazelight, Joseph Fares, he is quite a personality, and he's been like kind of a weird star of like the Game Awards one year, where he basically just said F the Oscars on camera and like peaced out. He's deep into the film industry. He's a director as well. So
we all need our Fiona Apple moment. Fiona Apple at the MTV, Music Awards, right?
Yeah. Wow. I love where your references come from. Like it's
that's
cool,
that's what I am.
My heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so hey, he's probably going to be showing off. We know he's going to show off something new that Hazelight is working on. And who knows what else he's going to do.
I bet it's a game that involves 2 joysticks plus like another tied to your foot or something. They just got to keep building on this, right?
Okay, so
Foot
yeah,
controls.
3 analog sticks. One of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Oh, that's fine.
Or motion controls tied to your feet. Yeah.
Tied
You heard it here first. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, when that happens, everyone will reference this, I'm sure. Yeah. So those are the 2 things that we know, like for sure, are going to be at this show. A little tease and a little Star Wars. But other than that, it's kind of up in the air.
It's kind of up in the air. I mean, they have some things, right, that we know they're working on. They've been teasing them for a while. I'm thinking specifically of Dragon Age 4 and seeing kind of where that goes. Because I really loved Inquisition and I want more. Give me something more. Yeah. We literally don't know anything about that. So I feel like of the things they could announce that would blow the roof off of the house, the streaming virtual house, at least among gamers, I feel like that would be it.
Yeah, that's a huge one. And honestly, like Dragon Age is one of my favorite series to watch. Like I've watched a lot of friends play it. I don't think I've ever played more than a few hours myself, but man, I really like being in those worlds. So I would love to see something new there too. And just something fresh. Like same with series like Assassin's Creed or Uncharted, any studio, but these kind of old traditional franchises now. They are old, guys. We're all old now. But I want to see something new with them, because I think there's still a ton of there's room for innovation within these franchises. They can expand what Dragon Age means. They can expand. So I'm excited to see what happens with Dragon Age. They have Mass Effect. They have a ton of franchises under their belt.
Mass Effect RIP. Yes.
That's we're good. We'll leave that alone for a while. That needs a break.
Oh boy. But yeah, I would love to see big studios like EA, or big publishers take bigger swings. I feel like that's happening more through the indie side of things, right? Like with the PlayStation, with the whole PlayStation reel, I think some of the more interesting games we saw came from the indie devs, right? Like the Hyper Light Drifter guy. All of a sudden there's a cool space looking that game that looks so much bigger than a little 2D combat fighter.
Yeah. No, I always feel like indie developers are the people really pushing this industry forward. I feel like that's where developers have the room to actually innovate instead of being constrained by these really rigid rules that exist within AAA development. I mean, a lot of the games feel the same. They're paced the same. They're based on like a cinematic kind of approach to storytelling. And hey, maybe that's not the best thing for games. Maybe we need a totally different approach to storytelling. And that's where indie games, I think, really are doing that kind of stuff. That's why I get excited about stuff like Hazelight.
For sure. I'm making my way through like the itch.io bundle of games for racial justice, and so many games, but also a lot of great things I've never played, like A Short Hike, and a whole bunch of other ones. There was the Mortician's Tale, a Mortician's
Oh,
Tale. Yeah. So I love right now. I kind of love that there's this pile of small games I could just dive into when I'm bored at night and try something completely new. I need like a shuffle button for that whole library just to get me into something without thinking about it.
oh, that's a good idea.
It would be so fun. Yeah.
Steam could implement that. Epic Games Store too, as people get more games there. Just a randomized start a game for me. I like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, because that itch.io bundle was like huge, a ton of games, right?
So huge, over 1,000 at this point. Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, good job. So there's also with EA, we can't not mention sports. EA Sports.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Had to be said.
There it is, and there it is. So we're not the biggest sports gaming fans. Hey, I love football. That's fine. I'll watch it all day. But this is not my wheelhouse. But they're adding a lot of kind of like narrative elements to the FIFAs and the Maddens recently, and I'm into that. I mean, I like adding a little drama, like hearing that kind of human intrigue. We have to realize that the people on those fields are actually people, stuff like that. It's cool. Yeah,
that'd be really cool. I feel like the sports thing I love the most is Friday Night Lights, the TV show, right? And the whole reason that works is because you have these are great characters who play football, but they're interesting characters. There's a lot of drama. I know some sports games, a lot of them have tried to do that, and there was wasn't it Spike Lee did some work with one of the NBA games. So there have been a lot of cool experiments. I don't think anything really connected, but I would love to see more of that. But I also know the sports gamers, the people who will buy these things every year probably don't care as much. So it's a tough thing to balance, right?
Yeah. It's not a bad thing either way, because honestly, these franchises have been around so long, and they seem to be improving each year. Obviously, the graphics are getting better. Those are things I can see as a passive consumer of the
sweat is getting better. Sweat tech,
little drips everywhere. It's perfect. They're shining.
I'm looking forward to the ray traced sweat reflections that are true to life. Yeah,
I can't wait. I really can't. I would love to see, like, I don't know, maybe I just want short shorts again on the basketball court, but like some 1970s. Let's bring back some old school, I don't know, modern players. Maybe I just want some skins with short shorts. Sorry. Okay. Sure. That's nothing. Sure. Yeah. That's just.
But we could do, I mean, you can literally do anything. It's a game, right? Like, give me some weird mashups. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any of the sports games you're looking forward to seeing, like where things go? I mean, everybody loves FIFA. I do the one soccer game that I really, or football game that I really spent a lot of time with was that one that was on the PlayStation demo disc, like the PlayStation 1 demo disc. I forget which game that was, but I spent a lot of time with that because I didn't have many games back then. So every time I play a soccer game, I just remember that feeling of playing like one match over and over again for a summer. So I have a fondness for soccer games. They tend to be fun.
Oh yeah, and honestly, like, they're always fun to watch too. Just like I think the actual sport of football. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that Americans don't say football for football. That's on us.
We are the worst. I will say I like playing soccer for fun, but even as somebody, I played soccer in high school. I do not like watching soccer.
Really?
Yeah, unless you're watching like a big match and you can really feel the drama of the moment. Just watching a random match or even a game match, like, oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that's what I like about watching people play FIFA, because like they're right there and you can really start cheering for someone really quickly. I mean, it's a very clear example of why esports work, I think. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's also, I know you like big robots.
I do like big robots. Yeah.
We could see something Titanfall. I mean, it's in the franchise library.
Sure.
We haven't heard much recently. There's no reason really to believe that, but hey, we can hope.
I mean, after Apex Legends basically took the Titanfall universe and kind of gave us the great gunplay, sans giant robots, I'm hoping the success of that game means we can get more actual Titanfall, because I want me some giant robots. They're a ton of fun. Also, Titanfall 2 has one of the best single player campaigns of the last few years that not many people have played, and it's so sad. It's so disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like, we haven't even talked about Apex Legends, which is, I mean, ostensibly supposed to be one of EA's biggest titles right now, and
Right, right.
it's a sports title. It has tournaments and everything. But honestly, yeah, when you said it's Titanfall without mechs, like I want to see Titanfall as an esport. That's the game I actually want to play. Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would love to see that too. But we haven't heard anything, so
No.
Yeah.
This is all our hopes and dreams, basically,
dreams.
and I'm ready for them to be dashed, as I am every year.
And we're probably going to see some like mobile and some Switch stuff. EA's talking about the Switch a little more. They're realizing it's a big console. It's number 2 this generation, so like it's doing all right, and it came out halfway through the generation. So yeah, we're maybe going to get some news about some Switch ports for some games, and then we also heard that there's a rumor that Skate 3 is coming to mobile devices.
Oh.
And we heard that back when everyone was talking about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and the revamp, when that was kind of in the rumor mill. There were some pro skaters talking on a podcast, and one of them was like, yeah, EA hit me up asking if I wanted to do Skate 3 mobile. And he basically told them, no, you have to make Skate 4. He said it.
Do it for the fans.
Right. He said it with more expletives, but yeah. So
listen, I wish I could be that honest about how I feel about some games. Yeah.
Yeah.
More power to that skater bro.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, he knows what he wants, and he's right. I think we all would prefer Skate 4 to Skate 3 mobile.
Yeah.
But hey, the mobile market is huge. Like there's no shame, I think, in companies recognizing that the mobile market is massive and growing faster than any other segment. I mean, there are so many devices out there, and we're only getting more of them each year. This market has a huge potential. So it makes sense for companies like EA, especially a big publisher, to target the mobile market.
It does. I just don't want it. Yeah. I'm totally fine like with them pursuing this market, especially if the money they make there can be used towards, developing bigger games or more interesting games. That's my hope. But then I don't know. I can never trust the giant companies, especially a company like EA, right?
Right. And our industry still operates on a cycle of layoffs, crunch and layoffs, and especially at the AAA level. We know that this is a problem. And that's just how it is. And it doesn't have to be like that. If mobile gaming is a way for companies to kind of, flatten out that curve and not stop the curve. You're not going to do that from within the gaming industry, but to just kind of even out that playing field and give them more leeway to have, more time to focus on creative projects. I mean, that's great. Yeah. Make your money, make your creative things. Yeah. But again, do I trust EA to do that? I mean, hey, they're still around.
I mean, sure. And they're huge and they're big enough to weather quite a few storms. Who knows what the next year or in the next few years will look like for game development too? Because right now what we're seeing is the games that kicked off development, before the pandemic hit and where people were able to get a lot of work done, things in person. I wonder what development will be like when everyone's working from home at this point.
Well, I wonder about that too. And I mean, this is potentially a lot of industries are seeing this where, hey, this is maybe a time to reevaluate the way we've been doing business, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is a time to take a step back and say, right, maybe we don't need crunch. Maybe we don't need to lay talented developers off right after they ship a product, because that's just how the budget works. Like those are things we can fix. Yeah. But this is not about post-pandemic times. This is about EA Play Live.
This is about now.
It looks like we're getting close.
We're getting close.
Just maybe just over a minute out. Okay, we also have, I'm going to run through a few of their franchises. Need for Speed, Battlefield, Plants vs. Zombies,
sure,
Medal of Honor. I think that's about it. I mean, they have a bunch more. The Sims we haven't talked about. My goodness.
The Sims is big. I mean, they showed off a Medal of Honor VR game back at Oculus Connect last year. Yeah, last year, 2018. Or when was last year? 2019. But they did show it off then. They showed that off then, and it seemed cool. And I have not heard much about it since then. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even know what that would look like nowadays. I mean, who would that be made for, I wonder?
It's true. I mean, whoever Half-Life Alyx was made for, right?
Ooh, well, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, and you played Half-Life Alyx, and you
I
loved
played
it.
Half-Life Alyx. I loved Half-Life Alyx. So yeah, give me more of those, even if it's like a huge money sink for these companies. We got to get these big VR games out there to get people interested.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Ooh, you hear that? Looks like EA is counting down for us now. So we have just under 2 minutes till the stream starts. You know what I want to see today?
Uh-huh.
This is going to come out of left field. I want to see SSX.
You're saying the 3 magic letters, yeah.
Like, just the soundtracks of those games and just cruising down the mountain. I don't know, there's something about it that, like, I did that for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Hours and hours on end without even thinking about it. I would love that again. Yeah. I wonder if that would be a remaster or even a new title. Like,
reboot SSX. Just start from the beginning, you know?
wasn't that like only on PlayStation? Because I played Tricky. Maybe they released it for Xbox.
I believe 3 or whatever 3 was on Xbox, but
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much cool stuff. Yeah. SSX is a good brand. I feel like we've forgotten entirely about that.
I wonder what happened there. I bet there's a story that I just have not looked up.
Well, we went from skateboard games to snowboard games, right? And then everybody thought boards weren't cool anymore, so we just gave up on them.
That is what kind of happened. Feels like we lost all the board games well, not the board games. Those have still been around. Oh, that's okay.
Oh boy. Do you miss being at one of these things in person, Jess?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. It's a crazy feeling of just like, especially this moment of like the countdown, and you could feel the energy of the room and everybody around you just getting to see these games for the first time. Yeah.
Totally. No, it is a special feeling, and I very much miss that. E3 is crazy, but it's life, man.
It's a beautiful, beautiful madness. All right, we are down in 5 seconds. Here we go.
Hello and welcome everyone to EA Play 2020. We're happy that you're joining us today. Over the next 45 minutes or so, we've got so much for you, including creative, innovative, and really fun new games, and a lot of news to share. But before we get into the show, I'd like to take just a minute here. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to first responders, medical staff, and essential personnel. This has certainly been a challenging year. From natural disasters like the bushfires in my home country to the devastating COVID-19 pandemic, these brave heroes are working to keep us safe and healthy at every turn. I also want to thank our teams for their amazing dedication while working from home. What you've been able to achieve is nothing short of inspirational. We are also deeply thankful to all of you, our players. Even when we've had to stay physically apart, billions of you are using games to come together, to play, and do amazing things for each other. You've shown why this is truly the greatest form of entertainment on the planet. This is also a critical time for the movement to end racism and racial injustice in this world. Black lives matter, and there is much to be done to drive real and meaningful change. A couple of weeks ago, we shared some actions that Electronic Arts is taking. We will not rest on this. It's a long-term commitment. We're here for players of every color, background, religion, and personal preference. We will continue to build strong representation in our games, and we are focused on making our communities fun, inclusive, and positive places to play. We also have real work to do to bring greater diversity into our company, and we are committed to doing that work. Today, we're here because of the power of games. Games bring us together. They can make our lives better, they can teach us, they can provide escape and self-expression. And most of all, games can be fun. All of us at Electronic Arts believe in that, and it's why we're excited to get up every morning to make great experiences for all of you. So thanks for being here with us. And now, let's get into some games.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yeah, that was well played statement.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
I'm Greg Miller, and
Just to dress it
welcome
up
to
top.
EA Play. We had an incredible show in LA planned for you. Huge stage, massive setup, these giant monitors. I was gonna fly in an X-Wing. I was gonna land the X-Wing on stage. I was gonna set off a bunch of fireworks. Then what? T-shirt cannon, bam, shooting out game consoles. Then Carol Baskin, some tigers. That last part was all me. Then, because of circumstances beyond our control, we had to come up with something a little different. Instead of LA, I'm in my hometown of San Francisco, but we still have the Tigers. What's that, Jane? No Tigers. So you lied. Oh, all right. I'm being told there are no Tigers, but whatever. We're still gonna bring you the EA Play you know and love. Huge surprises, big announcements, incredible reveals, and never before seen gameplay. Coming up over the next hour, we've got game reveals galore, world premiere trailers of new titles, some old favorites making a comeback, a look at a new way Star Wars fans can live out their greatest fantasies this year, plus a sneak peek at the future. Oh, and pay close attention because today you could win one of thousands of Steam codes for more than a dozen great EA games on Steam. Throughout the show, keep an eye out for discreetly placed golden letters.
That's an old trick
Write
to
them
get
down as
toddlers
they
to pay
appear,
attention
and
to
at the
TV.
end
By
of
the way.
the show, we'll tell you where you can enter that
That's so
secret
subtle.
code for a chance to win free games on Steam. So don't go anywhere. Who am I kidding? None of us can leave our houses. But enough talking. Let's see some games. Up first, we're headed to the Outlands. That's right. It's Apex Legends time.
Of course.
Of course, the game that we talked about like last.
I feel like I'm playing Peppa Pig already. What I watch with my daughter now.
Perfect.
Smile more.
Find hidden letters.
It's a good show though.
Hey Apex
It's a good
fans,
show.
the battle just keeps getting bigger. Thanks to
Very
you,
subversive.
Apex Legends is coming off its most successful, most epic season yet, and we're just getting started. Season 4 saw more of you jumping into the fight than ever before, and you've kept that amazing momentum going forward, making Season 5 the biggest and best start to a season ever.
Took out an enemy. Hold on to your holograms.
We hope you've been enjoying Season 5, Fortune's Favor, which has seen the introduction of our latest legend, Loba, a major map change to Kings Canyon, rest in peace, Skulltown, an all-new ranked series, and a ton of quality of life updates. But it's about to get even better. Today, I'm here to tell you about what's coming next to Season 5 with our latest collection event, Lost Treasures. Take a look.
Man, they're already on season 5.
Adventurers, raiders, explorers. They risk everything in search of fame, fortune, and answers. Few find what they're looking for. But if they survive, they might walk away with lost treasures. I'll high-five you all when I see you. Mobile respawn beacon here.
My silences are firing again. Check yourself or wreck yourself.
Hey, thanks. I owe you one.
Guns? Who needs guns? I don't need guns. I know what I'm looking for. I won't walk away without it. 너를 찾을 거야.
T, it's me. Be careful. He's watching you.
It definitely looks like more Apex Legends.
It really does, doesn't it?
It's so good. I feel like this game doesn't.
As
lend
you just
itself
saw, the
to
Lost Treasures
stream
collection
footage.
event brings with it a ton of great content, including a new limited time mode, Armed and
This,
Dangerous Evolved.
Yeah, Apex Legends
It's the return of a fan favorite,
isn't.
snipers and shotties only,
Doesn't do
but
much
with a
for me, I gotta
twist.
say. Man.
Sending out my decoy.
It feels good.
All armor is evil armor, and we're removing
then-
all of the respawn beacons across the entire
Yeah,
map.
as with most multiplayer games, people can get so
Don't
good
worry
real
though,
fast.
you'll
it's
still be
hard
able to bring
have
back
fun.
your
You're
teammates
just
with the
dabbling
help of
with
a
it.
new item, the mobile respawn beacon.
Yeah,
You'll have
I don't
one
know, I
these
play
in
a lot
your
of
inventory at the
Overwatch,
start
so,
of
like, I
each
can't
match,
talk,
giving you
you
the
know?
power to choose when,
understand.
and more importantly,
No, for
where
sure.
you
If
bring
you
your
like this game,
teammates
you
back
like
into
it.
the battle.
This is cool.
I'm still an Overwatch stan. Yeah.
Lost Treasures also introduces
Can't
a
help
new
it.
town
I just
takeover,
keep booting it
Crypto's
up.
map room, which
It
gives
feels so
players
good.
a
It fits
closer
like a
look
glove, and I
at
feel
what
like
motivates
Apex,
this drone-wielding hacker.
among all the like battle royale games, is the one that feels the
And
best.
of course, the
to
Lost
play, at
Treasures
least.
collection delivers a bunch
because
of
of that
exclusive
wonderful
content
Titanfall
you
DNA.
can earn by completing challenges, as well as all new event-exclusive cosmetic items and the introduction of your boy Mirage's heirloom, which is fittingly a trophy of himself.
Excited to see you all in the ring. Don't worry, there's plenty of me's to go around.
I love the jewelry.
And the best part
it all.
is you don't have to wait that long.
That's
Lost
fun.
Treasures drops on Tuesday, June
It's very
23rd.
like
And that's not all, Apex fans.
almost like
the battle is
ancient
expanding.
Egyptian sci-fi
That's
Stargate
right.
style.
This fall, we're bringing Apex Legends
it's not
to
bad.
Steam. And I know you're hoping,
Steam.
wondering, praying. So before you ask, yeah, crossplay is coming to Apex this fall.
Awesome.
It's been one of the biggest requests we get, and we're thrilled to finally deliver it to our fans. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, one last thing. Let's make it official. We're huge
Switch?
fans of Nintendo here at Respawn,
Yeah.
and we're incredibly excited to be bringing
Here it is.
Apex Legends to the Switch this fall. And we'll share more details in the months ahead. So that means you'll be able to squad up no matter where you and your friends prefer to play, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, or on the PC via Origin and Steam. We're throwing out a lifeline and healing the divide between the platforms. On behalf of the entire Apex team,
Just
we
you.
want to thank
Just
our
you, Apex,
incredible
yeah.
community. Your passion for the game is truly inspiring. We look forward to seeing you all in the arena. And don't forget, check out Lost Treasures on June 23rd.
Oh man, that was amazing. I think I'm hyperbolic. I think I'm hyperman.
I
had a
love
really good
all this
time here.
crossplay.
Dude, I love seeing it. Sony finally relented and like the floodgates are slowly opening. They're cracking.
It was just a couple of years ago. Yeah, yes.
One thing
Sony
I
was digging
admire
speed
about
in
Apex
first
Legends
market.
is its commitment to having such a diverse range of characters.
Oh, The
At
Sims.
The Sims,
Here we
we've
go.
always believed representation and diversity in games is critically important, perhaps now more than ever. It's difficult to put into words just how meaningful it can be to see yourself reflected in the games you play. So, here to tell you in their own words are a few members of our Sims community.
It's a very interesting thing to explain.
It's very cool.
It feels empowering, actually, and very moving.
It really taught me a lot. The importance of just like keeping relationships good with people.
It's probably like the only place where I was open.
They get to see my personality first before seeing my disability, I guess you could say.
I found myself to be the only black child in my school. I was discriminated, I was bullied. My skin tone, my height, and my teeth.
First realized that I was trans, and I was like praying to God to undo it. I have this world where I can express myself and be myself.
Where I come from, who I am, the color of my skin, you know, who I'm attracted to, let any of that get in the way. It was no barriers.
No matter where I was or what I was going through, I had my safe place. This is plausible. This is a future you can have.
It was almost like I was peeking into the future, and I didn't know it at the time, but it gave me hope.
It gave me a sense of hope that I could build a life that looked like that.
The Sims is almost like a utopia of what I hope our world eventually becomes.
As I got more comfortable with my character in the game, I got more comfortable with myself.
I play to build me.
I play to express myself.
I play to make a difference.
I play to feel good about myself.
I play to have confidence.
To have me time.
Fuel my creativity.
It's more than just a game. It's creating your life.
Photo avatar creation. Come on.
That felt like an Apple ad.
Yeah, they're all these companies are getting too good at this. Yeah.
Or it's just formulaic.
As you just saw, there are so many reasons why I am proud to be part of the Sims global community. We want the Sims to be a place of
They're
unity
very good at
and hope.
manipulating our emotions.
A place where you can be your authentic
certainly
self
want
and
to.
build your
Yeah.
vision for our
And hey,
shared
The Sims,
world.
yeah, they
place
let you
to
kind of do
imagine
anything.
what's
That's nice.
possible. To our Simmers, thank you for everything you've done to make your communities, virtual and real, a better place. Now, I know some of you tuned in hoping for some Sims news, and we'll have plenty to share as the summer goes on, but we do have one announcement for you. We'll be welcoming players on a whole new platform as The Sims 4 arrives on Steam today. Take a look.
Lots of Steam deals with EA.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it for the past couple months, right? So, makes sense. This is great. My wife loves The Sims. You able to keep her up to date more easily.
Yeah, Sims, I mean, it just has a long lifespan. Every one of those games you just keep playing, until the next one comes out.
It goes on forever. I'm still waiting for like the Sim MMO type thing where you control it on your phone and you want stuff on the PC. Give us some Sims Infinite, you know?
Sims Infinite.
Simfinity.
Simfinity. Welcome to Simfinity, the new Silicon Valley startup. Oh, no.
That was the dream of like Destiny, right? It would be a game that you would play, but also like manage all the stuff on mobile. That never quite happened.
Yeah, living game, yeah. As more gadgets get like integrated into our everyday lives, you know video games are going to be there.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Hey everyone, Alex here from the social team, and joining me today from our community team is Freeman.
Hey folks, yes, we're here to tell you that it's not just The Sims 4 arriving on Steam today. 5 more great EA games, including Titanfall 2, A Way Out, and Dead Space 3, are all playable right this second.
And when EA Access arrives on Steam this fall, you can get all those great titles and a ton more with your membership.
You can also expect to see our new releases on Steam too. One of the first arrived just a short while ago with full mod support via Steamworks.
The critics love it, and we know you will too. This is Command & Conquer Remastered.
Okay.
I bet you can add more content.
Again? Yes. I do like these remaster editions of older games. The Empire stuff looks incredible. So I was more into those games.
Yeah, no, I'm into that. I love this movie too. I had no idea.
Welcome back, Commander.
And Steam isn't the only platform getting some love. We'll be bringing games to more platforms than ever.
You can expect 7 new games coming to Switch in the next 12 months, including Burnout Paradise coming tomorrow and Apex Legends later this year. And we're bringing crossplay to many of your favorite games too, starting with Need for Speed Heat and continuing with some new titles being revealed later in the show.
It's all about giving you the freedom to play what you want, where you want, and with who you want. It's about playing together.
Absolutely. Now, let's reveal some more games. Over to you, Greg.
Quick reminder to keep an eye out for those special golden letters hidden throughout the show. They could appear anywhere, and I mean anywhere, so keep your eyes open. Write the letters down as they appear, and once you've got the full code, you'll be able to enter for a chance to win one of more than a dozen great games on Steam. So stay tuned and find out where to enter the code at the end of the show. Now, if you follow my content at all, then you know there's nothing I love more than buffalo wings and discovering inventive new games. Well, I don't have any buffalo wings, but I do have something just as tasty. Over the past couple of years, EA has partnered with the amazing studios like Haze Light and Zoink to give us such creative titles as A Way Out and Faye. Here to explain how they do it are a few of the talented developers working on the next wave of EA originals.
Wonderful. Indeed.
Here we go. Yeah.
Zoink.
Sometimes you just have this great idea of a game, but it can be really hard to do it on your own.
We wanted space for our studio's creativity to flow free, so that we can try unconventional approaches to solving new ideas.
There are times where you've got to like break past your own sort of mental blocks, even if that meant building a whole new kind of game engine.
We get to do the game we want to do. Nothing, and I mean nothing, comes into the game if it doesn't follow the vision.
We can really push our ideas further and bigger than we first imagined.
Let's find that
motion graphics thing is kind of fun.
It's
sort of getting people on a stage, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not as bad as what was it? There's a TV show that did the bad motion graphics to finish an episode.
Mm-hmm.
and it looked awful.
EA Originals.
And now for a deeper dive into what these developers are working on, we turn our spotlight on 3 studios. Up first is Hazelight and their
They're not even trying to hide them.
quiet leader, Joseph Ferris.
This is just insulting. Like, come on.
Let's do it.
It's for the kids. It's for the kids. We're old.
Joseph Ferris.
Is this really for the kids? I don't think Joseph is for the kids.
If I was a kid, if I was like, yeah, young, I would totally be watching all these streams too. What a time.
Okay, can you swear here? Can you swear? Okay. The Oscars, you know?
Amazing. F the Oscars. He just kept saying that.
No apologies there. Yeah, I know I'm cocky. I can't help it, man. I was born in Beirut, 1977. I lived there.
Is this a reality show? Are we gonna like see him date someone?
Oh wow.
Bad stuff happening there. We tried to move 5 times to Sweden. The 5th time they let us in. And that's lucky for Sweden, because I've given Sweden a lot, you know. My 3rd movie, Zozo, it's basically about my life when I came to Sweden when I was young. I've done 5 feature movies and now I've done 3 games. And it's way hard to make a game. It's almost like the
I didn't realize he was a movie director.
The story.
Yeah.
Movies is being
He's done a
paced
few
for you.
really good things, yeah.
In video games, there's so much to be explored from a storytelling perspective because of these.
It's cool. Give me a David Cage alternative any day.
Oh, please.
Games that have good stories,
Give me 20.
But they pretty much have one mechanic they like reuse all the time. The designers and the story writers are kind of like doing 2 different games. That's why I founded Hazelight, to keep pushing the boundaries of what is possible in games.
I like how he sees the difference between cinema and game and how clear that is to him. That's
Sure,
how-
yeah.
The new game, It Takes Two, is a co-op.
Like they really focus on the gameplay, which I know is a bad word, I guess, when we talk about games these days. But the way you play games is so important. It's not just making it look cinematic.
Rose doesn't want them to
Yeah.
divorce, so she creates 2 dolls out of wood and clay, and these dolls magically come alive, and you actually controls both Cody and May, and you could say you're almost controlling their emotions. You're almost playing their emotions.
amazing.
There's even
It Takes
levels
Two
where
is the
we're
name.
actually making a mechanic for their emotions. So again, marrying the story and the mechanics. And I think for the players, that's gonna feel very new, different, and unique. They haven't played anything like this before. It Takes Two is a crazy roller coaster ride that doesn't really have an ending. It has an ending, but that ending is that the roller coaster crashes and you fly into the sky and get up into space. And when you're in space, you're like, what the f am I doing up here? And then maybe you get back to Earth again. That's the best way to describe It Takes Two, actually.
What a charming man.
Wow.
So this looks
was the
cute.
best way to describe
It looks really
All right,
cute from
Joseph,
what
we
we've
love
seen.
you
I want to
so
see
much.
more
Thank
of
you.
this,
Keep
but
it up
it's
there
very
on
like
the,
Inside Out in many
of course,
ways.
ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this
Inside Out,
originals
but with
train rolling. And
kind
let's
of
stay in
that
Sweden for
small
some of
character in a
their
big
delicious
environment
red gummy
feel. I
fish
like
and
that.
their video games.
Love it.
So,
Good
ladies and
sense of
gentlemen,
scale, and I
please
guess they're
welcome
never moving
Klaus
away from the
Olof
2
from
character
Zoink Games.
dynamic, so makes sense.
Thanks, Greg. Welcome to Gothenburg and, well, my home. Unfortunately, I didn't bring you any Swedish fish, but we do have some exciting news for you about our latest game. At Zoink, we've always been driven by love of rich visual storytelling and creating strange worlds that
And the award for best studio name goes to.
weirder.
I know. Well, their games are so stylish. I love that style. Yeah.
Absolutely. And for our
Very
next game,
kinda
though,
dark,
we wanted to try something
cute.
a little darker, something out of a gothic fairy tale.
Coraline-esque.
What started with a mood and some paintings grew into this eerie, strange world that feels like something out of a beautiful, twisted dream. And that's the world of random.
Lost and Random is the story of Even, a little girl with a big heart and an even bigger temper. After a horrible event that changes her life, she embarks on a dangerous journey through the world of random. But fortunately, she's not alone. Just like I have Olav, Even also has a crazy little weird friend thing with her.
Along her journey, Even discovers Dicey, a playful, loyal, almost puppy-like dice companion that gives her the power to really change things in the kingdom of random. Despite the name, in Even's world, randomness is feared, and a dark force controls every aspect of life, from where you live to how you act or what your favorite color is. It's a coming-of-age story set against the backdrop of a mysterious world, but it holds a modern message that's really relevant to our world right now.
I think we can all relate to the desire to try and control the chaos around us. With Dicey's help, though, Even learns the power in doing just the opposite. Embrace the randomness, accept the uncertainties in life, and you'll be surprised how far it takes you.
Imagine if you could change the course of life with a roll of a dice. What would you do? Play it safe or trust in yourself and take a chance? We can't wait for you to play and find out.
We're still a long ways from launch, but we hope you will join Even and Dicey on their journey next year. Until then, please enjoy this first look at Lost in Random.
Welcome to Random.
So next year, this one.
Okay. That's fun. I love games that look like they're aimed at kids, but are maybe a little scary too.
I love that.
The best kid stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
A dice that has ruled this kingdom for generations.
Shouldn't be a die.
Of people just like you.
You are correct. Yes.
This is our battle for seniorhood.
With the power to change everything. Now, my friend, it's your turn to rule, to play the odds, and break the curse of random.
Well.
You can't have the sweet without the sour.
So this looks pretty adorable. We
should be scared of us.
are gonna have to restart the stream real fast because we're having a little bit of an audio delay, it sounds like.
Which happens with all these events.
It
but-
certainly does. It
yeah.
certainly does. But I think it was the grammar that broke the stream. It should have been die.
It's just what will break you. Yes.
Should be die.
You know I was gonna do that? You didn't know that. Dicey's my spirit animal. The game's out next year.
These folks never played tabletop
something
games
that's
before. Come on.
off a whole lot
Come on.
sooner.
We've already talked about this. Board games are dead. Wait.
No.
No, not board games.
Yes.
At Final Strike Games, our team of experienced industry veterans have worked on incredible multiplayer franchises. We are
There's so much
passionately
going on.
focused on making
I'm really
great
digging this. I really want to
multiplayer
play the dice game, even though it's
games. Worked on
incorrect.
incredible
Yeah.
multiplayer franchises.
I mean, that looks really cute, and that is very much like
Great multiplayer
my
games.
kind of game. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's
Why
pretty,
I'm
but it's
incredibly
cute.
excited to announce that we have partnered with the talented team at EA to release our first ever title,
Rocket Arena is a good one.
Rocket Arena. We've
As
heard a
you
little
see,
bit
we stay
about
loyal
this
to the
too.
name of the
Yeah.
game. It's a rockets-only shooter that allows players to get into the action
So
quickly
while
and
we're
stay in
getting
the
this,
fight. We want
the
Rocket
stream
Arena
is
to be an
reset.
awesome, competitive experience to play with friends. I think you're gonna love what we've got in store for you.
Well, enjoy Rocket
Here's
Arena.
the all-new trailer
All right.
of Rocket Arena. Enjoy.
Rockets away!
Let's kick this into gear. The trophy will soon be mine.
Have you ever wondered why life is so good on Crater? Sure, we've got the beautiful beaches,
Cannonball!
quality public transportation, and exotic destinations.
Another victory.
The people are courteous and friendly.
Did you ever play Rocket Arena in Quake, Jess?
And,
No, I didn't.
They are basically just doing a whole game based on that, which, yes, sign me up.
real reason life is so good.
All rockets, all the time.
All rockets all the time. There were so many great mods for Quake 3. And Rocket
Yeah.
Arena was just pure insanity, and people using rockets to like jump off walls and jump high up into the air. It is, it's so good.
That I just got a vision in my head of that game that Cliff Bleszinski tried to release
Yep.
recently, Lawbreakers. It was kind of like that too, yeah.
Very Lawbreakers. I think like there's even a bit of that in Overwatch 2. I forget the character's name, but the gunslinger girl. You can
Ash?
kind of you can kind of hit her shotgun to jump up, and that was
Yeah.
just Quake 3. Quake invented that basically to move around.
Isn't that in TF2 too? I haven't played
Yeah.
that game in so long.
Yeah.
I feel like you can do that, yeah.
But this looks fun. Give me a whole game with this rocket stuff because you have to think about how you shoot a rocket, right? There's a delay. You got to think about the distance and how long your shots will take to get there, and there's just some fun stuff with that.
It's so nice when you get an actual shot on a person instead of just getting the AoE around them, like right in the gut.
So good.
So as you just
So
saw, rockets are obviously awesome to blast all over the place. But in order to come out on top, there's a lot to master.
This game looks fine.
It looks
That's
fun.
my official opinion. It looks fine.
Opponents
Looks
out of
fine.
the arena, and an arsenal of evasive moves. Rocket jump, rocket climb, and dodge to avoid getting knocked out yourself. Don't worry though, you're never out of the action for long.
Yeah, I almost did a preview of this game too. Kind of sad I didn't have enough time to, because I love that whole rocket feel. We need some of that Quake 3 action back.
Each of the 10 heroes available at launch have their own rocket.
How about just more Quake?
Just more Quake. Well, they keep, what was it, Quake Live? They tried to bring it back, and
each of your heroes
it's not the same.
Yeah.
Plus, every character has 100 levels of progression that unlock new cosmetics and rewards. All that and much more when Rocket Arena arrives on July 14th. And there's plenty more content to come
July
in our
14th?
first season, which begins just 2 weeks after launch on July 28th, and brings with it a blast pass and a ton of free content.
Is this an actual game,
including
or is
new
this free to
maps,
play?
in-game
They say.
events, and a new playable character.
I didn't hear.
Rocket Arena
This would be a
is a
fun
game
free to
meant
play with all
played
the
friends,
customization.
regardless of platform. That's why we're thrilled to announce cross-play support
baby.
right from the start.
Nice.
So grab your friends.
Yeah, I really
regardless
love
of
seeing all this
platform,
crossplay.
And get ready to blast off with Rocket Arena on July 14th on PlayStation, Xbox, Origin, and Steam. And we'll be sharing more gameplay right after the show with the help of some great content creators. So check us out on YouTube at the link below. See you in the arena.
Nice. And Greg's
that
back.
looks great. And hopefully you've
Is
all
it
been
That looks
keeping
cool.
track of the golden letters hidden throughout the show.
I'm trying to
and
spell with these golden letters. He got me. He roped me in with his cool ARG trick.
the last couple of letters, and then at the end of the show,
Yeah, Rocket Arena
we'll
looks
reveal
fine.
Where you need to go to enter the
It
code.
looks really
and a
cute.
chance to win some great
I do
games
feel like
for
after a game like Apex,
from the
right,
future of Rocket
which is
Warfare,
free,
we head to a
and
different
you
kind
pay
of
for
battle.
upgrades and
The
stuff, like
real
you get
reason
so
I've been
much
getting
game
these
with
things
that.
last night, and if you
It's
thought
tough
you
to
were
look at a
asleep,
game like
well,
Rocket
that's
Arena
because
and
it might
maybe
as
have
well
to
be
pay for it.
Christmas in June. It's finally time to talk Star Wars Squadrons. Now, okay,
Star Wars
I promise
stuff.
you,
Okay.
Here we
are
go.
gonna take
I'm
first
very
look at some
excited.
Brand new gameplay in just a moment.
Put your helmet on.
For anyone who doesn't fully grasp
I have Baby
why
Yoda
I'm
right
so
behind me.
excited, earlier this week, EA and Lucasfilm
I have a
dropped a
Baby
trailer
Yoda too.
that literally
Uh-huh.
gave me all the feels, chills, joy, excitement, and then more chills on top of that. Take a look.
Notice it says game engine footage. Not necessarily in-game.
Yeah. Better than pre-rendered, I guess. It's something.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Seize that moment.
When the perfect. This looks like the same trailer.
It is. Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Hmm. This is what we were worried about.
Yeah.
Hmm.
5 pilots.
It's also, well, also that game engine footage stuff just happened for a bit. It was just like that one shot at the beginning. You
Oh
know?
no. Maybe this isn't. Now, I assume that means the whole thing, but either way, it's not gameplay. This is just a trailer.
Yeah. I believe it was just that one shot. That's why it was up for like a second.
Squadron.
Hey, give me Squadrons. Give me more Star Wars. Put this in VR. Hope
And-
we actually get it in October. Yeah.
Yeah, October. Yeah.
Wow. The 8-year-old and all of us is celebrating and excited. The 37-year-old
So we've seen
man
that
on this
before.
couch is excited.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's the same
for
trailer.
the second year in a row, I have the
Show me
honor
something
and
new.
privilege of helping introduce
I
a
wonder.
new Star Wars title. And here to put the
I wonder
hype
if
in
they were,
hyperdrive is none other
Here we
than
go.
They were
the
Maybe.
prepared
movie's
for
creative
gameplay.
director,
Maybe
Ian
more.
Fraser. Hello, Ian.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Okay.
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Happy to actually get to show this.
I
to
need the
people.
helmet.
I
Give me
bet.
the helmet.
Now, in my copious notes I have on you, I'm told you are quite the Star Wars fan and have been a long time. How long have you liked Star Wars?
I've been a Star Wars fan for pretty much my whole life. I don't even remember the first time I saw the movies.
Wow,
As
how
a
unique.
kid, There was a lot of different
Sorry.
parts of Star Wars I loved. One of them was being a pilot.
Wow.
Just saying, everyone loves Star Wars. I love ice cream too. Come on.
Played all the flight
Everybody
games
loves
in the
Star Wars, it's
90s, and I
true.
got pretty obsessive about them. I'd pause, meticulously draw.
It is cool
the
that we
inside
got
of the
here.
boxes
Everyone
and
loves
stuff.
Star Wars, and that's a
Actually,
cool
I dug
thing.
up some of those
It's great.
drawings from my
And
parents'
now it's
attic
become
over
a
the
thing
holidays.
where too many
showing
people
them
love
right
it too
now to
much
the
and
world.
it's toxic.
This
Yay!
strikes me as above and beyond the normal level of Star Wars fandom.
I think at Motive you'll find that quite a few people have that level of Star Wars fandom. When we started this project, I talked to a lot of people as they joined the team, and a lot of them had similar kinds of stories.
I'm still waiting for like a good flight
One of
stick
them
for
even
VR.
built
I feel like
a
that would be
functional
really cool.
cockpit in his garage.
Not sure
Ooh,
if one
that
exists
would-
yet.
That's
Yeah.
fandom on another
Necessary.
level. How do you
I
guys
like
go
that.
from being a fan, drawing
But also
what you
that's
see in the
mapped
game, or
in
building a
VR, so it
cockpit in
actually,
your garage,
covers
actually
what you're
Yeah.
seeing on the screen.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that fandom, just love of Star
I would
Wars,
want
has
to play
provided a really good
Flight
foundation for
Simulator.
us. But on
Microsoft
top of
Flight
that,
Simulator.
Oh,
the team at Motive got
yes.
a lot of experience
Yeah.
working with Star
That
Wars.
game looks
We worked on
amazing. They
Battlefield 2.
better come on,
And when Battlefield 2
Microsoft.
wrapped up,
Step up the
there was
VR.
a really small group of us that were really into particularly the pilot
It's
experience
time.
within Star Wars. And we wanted to make something new, something that really went all in on that part of the fantasy. And so we did kind of a grassroots initiative, or started a little passion project, and that ramped up into eventually what is the game we're going to show you today.
You talk about, your passion for this, your nostalgia for Star Wars flight games of the past. How do you honor that but make something brand new?
It's been interesting. We were trying to kind of pull from that spiritual heritage of many different games in that time period. At the same time, we want to do something that feels fresh and new for fans today. And so what we've tried to look at is sort of the spiritual core of what I think are the best of the Star Wars flight games of the past. And what they did that I love is that they made that part of the universe real. The level of depth and detail that they show in the ships, the way that you control them, is something that I remember fondly from my childhood, and is something that we're trying to do very much with Squadrons. In real life, being a pilot is hard. It takes skill. And that's something that you'll see throughout the game. As you start off playing, it's pretty straightforward, fly around, shoot your lasers. But as you get deeper into it, you start learning how to divert energy from your lasers to your engines, how to shift your shields from the front to the back to cover your butt in a dogfight. Or at the higher levels of skill, you can do really crazy stuff. Like you can boost your engines, fly ahead, cut them off, whip around 180 and shoot a missile off your own tail while drifting backwards. Like real ace pilot stuff. And that's really where we have a lot of fun with the game.
I want to do that.
I would love for a game to really get that stuff done well.
I understand the nuts and bolts of how to play
Yeah,
it. Is there
I don't know if
some
this is going to be the one, but that would be nice.
It's actually some of both.
I do actually some of the VR controllers, the motion controllers do a good job of like mimicking some of the stuff. It could be good if they take advantage of that tech.
Approach to it. So when the game starts, you're going to create two pilots. You create a New Republic pilot.
They clearly weren't prepared to show this much of the game.
Mission to mission
That's all.
over the course of
That's all
the
I'm
story.
saying.
You're going to meet a diverse cast
They
of
needed to
characters
fill
along
some
the way,
time.
and also a few familiar faces. Now, when you're done with that story and you've played maybe a bit in the practice range, you say, hey, I want to try multiplayer. We want to make it really easy for you to hop online with your friends and play competitive space battles at that point. And so we've done a lot to try to reduce the barriers, to make it as easy as possible for you to play with your friends.
Competitive space battles. Like, give it to me. Give it to me now. Come on.
You could be on
Well, that sounds nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
PC. You could be playing
I
on a
wanna see it
traditional
now.
display or in VR, which, fun fact, the entire game supports VR from beginning to end. It's pretty cool. But regardless
Full
of if you're
VR.
playing
That's
on
great.
platform, they
That
can
is
all
nice.
Play together. Just hook up with your friend, connect, have an awesome space battle.
You just Death Starred my mind, man. Like, I don't. That's awesome. That is the big question.
Probably don't want your mind Death Starred.
Not too long, actually. Star Wars Squadrons is coming out on October 2nd.
Okay, not too long at all. I was worried about you. I thought you were going to leave me on a
Which is why it's shocking there's no gameplay yet.
It's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Also scared to think that's 4 months away because my daughter turns 2 in that amount of time.
Absolutely.
So soon. So
Figured you
soon.
might want to. On behalf of everyone at Motive and the team
Oh,
at
is this
Lucasfilm,
gameplay?
I am very happy
Let's
to show
see.
you the world's first look at gameplay of Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh,
Enjoy.
thank you.
Yes.
You tricked me, EA. Okay. Represents game development. Okay.
I mean, these things are all running on PCs. We know. Come on.
Yeah, this is not a console.
Yeah.
The second Death Star is gone, but the Imperial fleet is still a threat. Vanguard Squadron.
Yeah. Third Death Star.
This is it, Titan Squadron.
I hope they get the sound design right, because that's one thing I love so much about Star Wars, especially these big fights.
Oh, you need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in VR. It needs to be right there.
Mm-hmm. Positional audio. I mean, this was what THX was made for.
Exactly. I don't see any gameplay yet.
There. That's a game.
To play the entire game in VR. This is the definitive Star Wars pilot experience. Come on,
I just hope it's better than Eve Valkyrie because we've had that for so long.
your career in a single-player story.
Welcome to Titan Squadron.
Where you'll play as 2 combat pilots, flying for both the Empire and the New Republic. You'll experience this world through your cockpit.
Looks pretty.
The instrumentation in front of you provides critical feedback about power management, targeting, and shields.
5 instruments, yes.
Diverse characters
That
at your
nerdy
side.
stuff.
Prove your skills on increasingly challenging.
This would look incredible in VR, especially with the live instruments.
I could see this being good in VR. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Nadiri dockyard.
One of my spies has linked the attacks with the New Republic Starhawk project.
The story of the 2 pilots you play
Stick together.
will shape the balance of power in the galaxy.
Get ready!
Let him have it.
And hey, maybe the story will be good too. Like, what was the last Star Wars game called?
Jedi.
Jedi. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
That one, I played it. I remember some of it.
And highly maneuverable.
But it actually had a good story, like a better story than Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
Support ships can keep allies safe and stocked up, as well as disrupting enemy fighters.
Light 'em up! Nice.
Bombers are the heavy hitters, able to deal devastating damage to enemy flagships and starfighters.
But if you've got a preferred component and need something customized, I'll take care of it.
Unlock everything you need to customize your pilot and starfighters simply by playing the game. From cosmetics to an arsenal of over 50 components that alter how your ships fly, fight, and survive.
They're on you! I'll deal with it.
You can dramatically change your loadout depending on your squadron's strategy.
Finally got him.
This will be critical in Star Wars Squadron's multiplayer modes. First up, dogfights. This is an all-out 5v5 battle.
That was the best!
Fine-tune your loadouts to work as a team.
Moving in on the enemy.
Utilize components like tractor beams, turrets, and mines to slow down your opponents or set up your squad mates for the kill.
Rebels unmarked.
For teams looking for an even greater challenge, it's time to prove yourself in Star Wars Squadron's signature mode, Fleet Battles. Fleet battles are multi-stage conflicts. Whether playing solo or with friends, you'll have the option to compete against other players or AI as a squadron of 5.
Don't worry, I got him for you.
Meet your team in the social hub to solidify strategy, coordinate loadouts, and prepare for takeoff. First, push the front line by winning the dogfight in the center of the map. Next, attack or defend 2 medium-sized capital ships.
We've lost our capital ships.
And finally, the ultimate goal. Target and destroy the subsystems of your opponent's massive flagship and take it down.
Shields are disabled.
At each phase, your squadron either pushes the line forward or falls back to defend.
Keep our flagships safe.
It's your squadron's choice of how to play.
I'm hit!
Speedy, unrelenting assaults.
Stay together, strike quickly.
Stealth and subversion.
Jamming the enemy. Sensors can't spot you.
Or brutal bombardment.
That ship is vulnerable. Take your shot.
We need to hurry.
A unified squadron is the key to victory.
Making my attack run now. Let's make this count.
Nice.
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Join the galaxy's finest and make your mark.
You are the hope of this galaxy.
All right.
Pilots wanted. So that was some gameplay. I mean,
Yeah,
wasn't it
some
fun?
actual gameplay.
Yeah, it wasn't like any extended stretch. That's all. I really always like when they do just a few minutes straight gameplay and they really show it
Mhm.
off. Oh, this
Here
is
we go.
It's your boy Lamar Jackson. I'm excited to be a part of the EA Sports family and to be you guys' new man cover athlete. I can't wait to show you guys what we have in store for you this season. This is EA Sports, next level.
EA Sports.
You feel it all.
You feel that burst of
I'm looking forward to the sweat tech. Let's see.
Always. Shorter shorts, shorter shorts.
Not afraid to hit or get hit.
This game is I went through a lot. Makes me feel like somebody. I never thought I could rise to a level where
It's just me and the keeper.
My heart is like, doom. Score that goal, and you're a hero.
And history carves your name.
you know what? It's something
Very epic.
60,000 people.
Singing your song.
I can't live without that feeling.
It's in your bones.
I feel football in my heart.
Feel it in your hands.
Taste it. See the unknown.
Face my fears.
You live to fight again.
I want the real thing. I want that sweat dripping, shin splitting, hair raising.
The crowd tech is looking really good here too.
Mm-hmm.
I want to feel it all.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Now, that's a lot to look forward to, but there's more. Here to tell us about the future of gaming is EA's Chief Studio Officer, Laura Miele.
Thanks, Greg, and thanks, Lamar. Welcome to the EA Sports family. There are great things to come from EA Sports for all of you, and that's just the beginning. As you've seen throughout the show today, our electronic artists are working hard to bring you more of the games that you want to play. Games like Star Wars Squadrons, Apex Legends, and Command & Conquer. These games all exist because of you. Your voices are heard, and we are acting on your feedback. Now, we've talked a lot about all the exciting games you'll be playing this year, but our studios are working even further out, creating new experiences, new stories, new gameplay, all enabled by new console technology. And we're so excited about what's to come, we don't want to wait until next June to share what the teams are working on.
Of course not.
Generation shifts are an opportunity to push beyond the boundaries of gaming as we know it today, and this time is no different. Our studios are taking their crazy ambitious ideas and making them real. Criterion is known for how their
real
games
cars.
feel.
Yes.
From
Those are
superior
real.
physics to nuanced details of gameplay, this team hand curates the moment-to-moment experience. And with the new consoles this year, there will be a seamless immersion which will get you into the race in a matter of seconds.
I can't wait for faster load
BioWare
times.
imagines
Oh,
and
man,
creates
yeah.
worlds where
So
you
amazing.
become the hero of your own story.
And no more
And we're using
long
this next
install
generation
times,
of
please.
technology
Long install
to make those
times.
fantasy worlds
I
your
die a
reality.
lot in games like Doom. It would be
Every
great to
console
just boot right
generation,
back in.
DICE sets the bar for excellence in audio and visual presentation. We are creating epic battles at a scale and fidelity unlike anything
These
we've
models are
experienced
insane.
before.
That is.
At Motive, we are working on a highly ambitious and innovative new game that puts the power and creativity in your hands. And it's an experience that would have been impossible without next-gen technology.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
This is just the beginning of the things we are working on, and there is so much more to come. The future of EA Studios is not just about new technology. It's about you, your voices, your ideas. We want to be where you come to play. We want to make games for everyone. So please keep giving us your feedback, and let's build the future together. On behalf of all of our studios, thank you for joining us today. But before we sign off, there's just one more game we would love to share.
Just one
Cousin
more thing.
Darren.
Okay.
over to you.
Thank you. So
Did you
the
say
moment
cousin?
is here. We finally get to
Oh,
say
okay.
We're back. We're doing it. Skate's happening. We're rolling.
Skate.
We've secretly got
'Cause-
together. It's the beginning. The skate evolution continues.
we've been waiting years, honestly, to make the right game at the right time with the right idea, and really pleased to say that we're here. It is really early, but it takes a little while to find Cuz or wake him up.
Dude, harsh. Still, we've got a long way to go, but we're stoked, and this is just the beginning.
And seriously, we really can't wait to bring you guys in and have you be a part of it with us.
We want to thank you for your passion, your patience, and all the support that you've shown, us to get to this point.
Oh, the comments.
It's amazing. We cannot believe you commented this into existence. Amazing. Skate changed my life. Thank you so much. Skate forever.
Guys, we did it. We brought back Skate. Thank you to EA. Thank you to Cuz.
What is it? What is
They,
it?
they didn't say if it's a remake or a new game.
I'm so happy, and my heart rate. Is this what exercise feels like? Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, that's
I
upsetting.
can't believe it. Before we go, because I love you guys, here are the last letters of
Before we go, skate. ...
If you think
Dot,
you've
dot.
got the complete code, go to player.gg/EA and enter for a chance to win one of thousands of free games sponsored by player.gg. You can find the official rules and everything else over at player.gg/EA.
The official rules where you sell your soul in order to play the game. It's totally fine.
All of us all over the world to come together and celebrate gaming. Thank you for being part of EA Play. Until next time, I'll see you online. And
You're
it's
welcome,
my
Greg.
pleasure to serve you.
Oh, okay. Oh, let's close this thing out with more creepy cute games, please.
More It Takes Two. Yeah.
Sports. That was a quick sports segment for them.
So everything felt really quick, and that unnamed next-gen game gave me some real Sunset Overdrive vibes, which is a game I feel like more people should play. Yeah.
That was a good game. That's Insomniac, yeah?
It's
Yeah.
Insomniac, and yeah,
Yeah.
I've never really gotten into their games before, but that one was just like, it felt good.
That's the one. It moves well. You're right. It's
Mhm.
very fluid. Yeah.
So I was watching that clip again because I'm watching two different streams right now, and like,
Okay.
yeah, it is a person on skates and like zooming through the air with like a rocket gun. Some
Yeah.
cool stuff there. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So
And there it is.
overall thoughts? Yeah.
There it is. That was the stream. Yeah, so you're right. They kind of powered through everything. It felt pretty snappy. We didn't linger too much on any one game. But let's go back through, I think. Let's start at the beginning and just kind of go back through their show and talk about what we saw. So, I mean, we opened up with a note about coronavirus and thanking frontline workers, recognizing the Black Lives Matter movement. This show was actually moved. It was delayed a week. Yeah, just kind of in response to all the Black Lives Matter protests and everything going down. So opened with that, and then they just kicked it off into the games. And we started with Apex Legends, which we at first didn't really care much about. Has this changed your mind? Do you care more about Apex Legends now?
I mean, I care about Apex Legends because I think it is genuinely good. It's a fun, it's a fun one of those big, what do you call them? Battle Royale games. I think what's interesting here too is I felt the same sort of discomfort I feel at some of these EA events here while watching the stream too. So good job, EA. Good job.
Yeah, that was fine. So Apex is coming to Switch and Steam with crossplay, and that's cool.
Yeah, across all platforms too. So
Yeah.
it's super good. Yeah, I'm down with that.
And I honestly, like, for all these games, we heard a lot of crossplay talk throughout this whole show, and I am so into that. Like, let's just take a moment to appreciate that crossplay is a thing, and it's PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. I mean, we're getting it all. Like,
Sure. Yeah, it is, and it's taken years of fighting between all the companies, but what a time we're in now. And also, where there's a portable console where people are like, hey, sure, we'll bring this game that first debuted on powerful machines to this tiny portable machine. What a great time to be diving into all this stuff. Yeah.
And it was the Switch and Xbox that kind of drove this, because they started working together before Sony jumped on board. PlayStation was like the final holdout, and now we're just moving and we're doing that. So we got Apex doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we had all the indie games, and that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was really into It Takes Two from Hazelight. So that was the game with the like big clock in the background, and it looks like you're going to play as these two toys of this girl who's going through a traumatic family time. Yeah,
I have to say, so many characters going through traumatic times in a lot of these games. I just want something about a happy kid. But hey, sure, I'm down with this. Because we're living through traumatic times. Come on, people. Come on.
I know, it could just be a girl that likes playing with her toys, and there you go. She's gonna play.
Just let her play with her toys.
Hey,
please.
Art imitates life. Life is hard, so our games are hard. Oh, very sad. It's a little too hard. You're right. But so Joseph Fares didn't really go too far off script. He's lovely. He was charming. He is a film director, so I mean, maybe you can check out some of his movies and let us know how they are. As our resident film expert, yeah.
I'll be down with that. I mean, it looks cool. He has a good sense of style, and also thinking about gameplay alongside, new narratives. I think that's great, because you don't just want to turn games into movies where you just hit buttons once in a while. I feel like this is better.
No, that's not the way to approach it. So yeah, he seems to have two different minds. One is cinema, one is games. He's going with games for now, and that's cool. So yeah, Zoink, they did the game Lost in Random. So that was the one with the grammatical errors, but with the playable character that's actually just a little die. And that looks like, Tim Burton, looks very Coraline. Not bad at all. Very much up my alley.
It looks cool. And then Rocket Arena, I know, not really your thing, but it is. I feel like that's the thing I could jump in for 15 minutes and just get like that dose of nostalgia I had from the Quake 3 days. I once spent a whole summer just playing Quake 3, like day after day. So that is my experience with shooters. That's what has powered me through so many shooters since then.
I mean, I just have so many other shooters to play. It's going to take a lot for me to kind of get into something like that. It looks fine, but I'll have to see more, honestly, for me to get excited about that one.
I need good rocket feel. That's all.
Yeah. What about?
And then the big one, Star Wars, right? Which they spent a lot of time on. And even though it was leaked and wasn't a huge surprise, I still think it looks really, really good. I am totally down with this. I'm not sure how it's going to translate to current gen systems, because it looks like there's a lot going on there. So the footage we saw looked like it was coming from a very high-end PC. Yeah. And next gen consoles should handle it just fine. I wonder how it's going to play for Xbox One as it is in PlayStation 4.
Well, and that's kind of the big thing with kind of upgrading to this new console generation. Obviously, games in this generation look great, but the next gen it represents a huge step forward. I mean, these games are going to look incredible, and there is going to be a lot more power behind them in terms of loading screens and just input and just fidelity across the board. So yeah, that is a big thing to consider. I wonder about that. Are they building for this gen or next? So speaking of this cross-gen upgrade support, I didn't actually catch this during the thing, but FIFA 21, we have a release date, October 9th. So we got that.
Okay.
And then there's free cross-gen upgrade support from PS4 to PS5.
Perfect.
For FIFA, which is
that's the way you do it.
Because Sony isn't building that into their platform. They're not necessarily saying that's gonna that PS5.
There's no smart delivery on the PlayStation 5, which we need to better name Microsoft, but hey, it's a great feature.
Right. So hey, FIFA is good to go, and that's a huge title. Hey, just because we don't play them doesn't mean I don't recognize how important those games are, and they're a lot of fun to watch. So
for sure. And didn't we hear the same thing from Madden too? Same deal, it'll be an upgrade, and I think they even increased the window on that. So all good stuff.
Word. And then we topped it off. It's Skate.
It's more like Skate ? Skate? What?
Skate? Like, yeah, it's coming back. Cool. Is it
Cool.
mobile? Maybe. Is it Skate 4? Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing they could do, because if it is just the mobile game, just to be like, hey, Skate's coming back. We're gonna go now. I'm gonna just walk off this stream because I don't want to actually say what the news is.
Right. I mean, I wonder if they had to do that because it did kind of leak already and they just wanted to kind of confirm it. But more Skate, that's fine. We're getting new Tony Hawk. We're getting new Skate. The 90s are back, or early 2000s maybe, but still, I'm here for it. Yeah, hey, not a bad way to end it.
Not a bad way at all. There's so much cool stuff. How do you feel overall about all of this, Jess?
That was a very uncringy EA show. EA has...
I felt a little cringy, but yeah.
But not bad. Like, it could have been so much worse, especially with a pre-recorded show. These are hard to feel natural and fun. It could have been worse, and especially with EA, they have some weird ideas sometimes. And I'm glad they just kind of kept it simple and they kept it clean.
They were basically give them Star Wars and let them be happy. And okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I do wonder about that segment where they really had that interview. I don't know if that was a response to everything that happened. I'm sure they wanted to spend a lot of time on Star Wars anyway. Like, that's the title out of this show. But that would have been cool if that was a surprise today instead of having it leaked. That would have been cool.
And I mean, there was a lot of Sims love for the very little Sims news, other than Sims coming to Steam. But hey, I like that they're remembering that market, because I feel like Sims players tend to be forgotten amidst all the shooters and, you know, the big gory gun stuff. So I love Sims. I'm glad they're still thinking about it.
Yeah, and EA is still updating that thing. There's DLC all the time. I mean, it's dropped a pack for this month. It's always alive. You know, even if we don't hear about it, there's always a Sims heartbeat running across the industry. Always.
I mean, it's more alive than Dragon Age. Give me the next Dragon Age. Show me more.
Come on. Well, I don't want them to show anything until it's ready, because we've seen what happens when they try to push too hard. Like BioWare, give them a break, please. But overall, I think that was a pretty smooth show. Was there anything that like stood out to you, particularly good or bad?
I mean, smooth overall. Nothing. It feels like a lot of nothing in many ways. Like, hey, we have these things coming. They don't feel monumental. The only thing that feels really good to me is Star Wars, because we've been waiting for another, X-Wing style game for a very long time. So to have that, and to have that with full VR support throughout the campaign and multiplayer, I cannot wait to dive into that. And I really hope they work together with an accessory company to like have a supported flight stick, because I want some of that, or at least some good motion controlled flight controls, because every VR controller has that. And I can imagine doing some cool stuff with treating my controller like a joystick.
Do you think what they showed in terms of the gameplay, was that enough gameplay for you? Or
it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it looks good. The sound looks good, and it seems like they're not just hitting the set pieces that we all know, because every Star Wars game like this will do the the Death Star run. They're going to do the major sequences from the movies. Show me something new. Give me new battlefields. Give me some new worlds, and hopefully some new story too, which is what we're seeing. So yeah, we're going to be in control of 2 characters. Give me something a little bit like a Fallen Order, which was the last game I was trying to think of the name of. That was cool and better than the last movie. So yeah, the games, that's where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole universe to explore in Star Wars. Let's get exploring. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for our live show, EA Play Live. This has been part of our mad summer gaming extravaganza. There's a lot of gaming news dropping this summer, and also just a lot of tech news. So stay tuned to Engadget.com, subscribe to our YouTube. We're going to be live next week with Apple. Apple's Store, right?
After WWDC on Monday, yeah.
So we'll have some hot Apple news on Monday. And so subscribe, stay tuned. You can find me on Twitter at Jess Condit, 2 T's. Deb, where can they find you?
Or you can find me on Twitter at Devindra, and I'm also co-hosting the Engadget podcast, so go be sure to check that out too.
It's wonderful. It's delicious. He does a great job.
It's fun. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.